Hey you guys, it's your girl T. So if you're following me on social media on Facebook, they finally unbanned me. So I've been back on my fan page for the past few days here, and on Twitter. And I had sent out a tweet that I was doing a story on this woman, on this black woman. And while I was, watching her video, once again her page just disappeared. And here's video of me recording the screen capture, because what initially happened is I was taking some notes on another website. And I had her video playing on that website, and then all of a sudden it stopped playing, and I went to refresh it, and it said that, this video is no longer, working, it's no longer playing. But I already had the woman's page up on my Facebook page. So I went to her Facebook page, and something told me to record myself refreshing the page to see what happened. So that's what I did. I hit record, and you can see from me watching her video, hitting refresh, and then as soon as the page comes back up, it says that the video is gone. I've clicked the wrong link. So they literally pulled down her page. And so that's when I took to Twitter or whatever, and I was telling y'all that I literally watched some woman's page disappear right before my eyes. So I know you guys are probably wondering, what's going on? Who's this woman? What's up? So the woman I'm talking about is a former Miss Alabama. Her name is Kaylin Chapman James. And so she took to her Facebook page over the weekend to basically state how she was feeling. She was saying that she didn't really feel sorry for the officers down in Dallas who lost their lives. She also called the killer, Micah Xavier James, a martyr. And so once she did that in the video started to go viral on Facebook, and folks were just very, very upset. She finally went to the news this morning, and she spoke to the news. Tom Joyner also went in on her as well. So I want you guys to see what she had to say to the news, her comments, and then also what Tom Joyner had to say. If you guys want to watch her full video that they pulled off of Facebook, if you guys want to watch her full video, it's going to be on my website. You guys can click the link down below. So I want you guys to watch these videos that I put together, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Officers that lost their lives.
That was former Miss Alabama, Kaylin Chapman James, speaking out live on Facebook. It has stirred a lot of controversy.
In the post, she said she does not feel sad for the officers who lost their lives in Dallas, and even called the shooter a martyr.
Local 15's Muriel Bailey spoke exclusively with her tonight. Muriel, she says the words she said during a live broadcast were taken out of context.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. James tells me in the video she was exercising her First Amendment rights and expressing her mixed emotions on the issue. She tells me she's shocked that it was all just taken out of context. It's a video that's gotten over 13,000 views.
I don't feel sad for the officers that lost their lives.
The first black Miss Alabama and Pritchard native, Kaylin Chapman James, emotionally sharing her thoughts on the deadly Dallas ambush.
I want to feel sad for them, but I can't help but feeling like the shooter was a martyr. And I know it's not the right way to feel, because nobody deserves to lose their lives.
James says at the time she was troubled and reaching out, but wasn't condoning violence.
What Micah did was wrong, period. Maybe martyr wasn't the right word, but it was what came to mind at that time.
She says since the broadcast, she's gotten mixed responses. She says one of the wives of a Dallas police officer reached out to her.
And she said that she watched my video and that she wasn't mad and that she understood what I was saying and that she forgave me.
But she's also gotten threats.
People telling me, watch my back, to be careful. People telling me that the police should never protect me.
I'm so torn up in my heart.
James says her words were taken out of context.
I apologize to anyone who was offended by my comments. My heart was not filled with hate.
And I asked James if she planned on taking down that video at some point, and she says if she has to take it down, she will.
Well, the Haywood County Sheriff posted on Facebook that no matter our skin color, we are all brothers and sisters. That is the sentiment a lot of people are feeling as the nation calls for unity after this week's violence.
But that's not the case for one Haywood County deputy. News 13's Aaron Adelson continues our team coverage tonight with more on this deputy's message. Aaron?
A viewer contacted us about comments the deputy made yesterday morning before the Dallas police shooting, and also about a status from this morning commenting on Black Lives Matter. People are hurting. The Haywood County Sheriff's Office wants you to see its officers as people too. Comments from a Haywood County deputy made that hard to do for one woman.
It kind of made me scared that he's actually running around with a badge protecting us.
A Facebook thread about the violence devolved into this. Haywood County Deputy Andrew Sutton wrote, "Once again, if you know so much about what we do, then show us how it's done. I usually shoot people on Facebook too." Later, "Next time you see the police, take cover. We shoot for anything."
Move back! Get back!
The conversation took place Thursday morning. Thursday night, 5 Dallas police officers were shot and killed. Friday morning, Sutton wrote,
I hope all of the ignorant blind sheep
that had so much to say yesterday are happy that so many of my brothers were killed last night in Dallas.
It made me feel like he was speaking to me directly.
Black Lives Matter is calling the shooting a tragedy and said blaming the movement for what happened in Dallas is dangerous and irresponsible. Sutton continued,
If you support Black Lives Matter, you make me sick and I have nothing for you.
The Haywood County Sheriff's Office condemns that message. The sheriff is out of town. The chief deputy says they've taken appropriate action. He would not say what that action is and how or if Sutton was disciplined.
I think sometimes we speak with our emotions, and I think once again, us being just humans, I think sometimes we're guilty of being just that, humans. And sometimes we do and say things that sometimes we don't mean at all.
We asked Jeff Haynes if he trusts Sutton to protect African Americans.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Jenny Young has a black son. She didn't want to be on camera. She praises Haynes' response.
I feel like they responded very, very well. They were very nice. They thanked me so much for bringing this to their attention.
According to an older Haywood County Sheriff Facebook post, Sutton began working there 9 months ago. The chief deputy said this is a learning experience to improve services and relations with people in Haywood County.
Detroit detective demoted for going on Facebook. Why does everybody think that they can just go on Facebook and say whatever
and
say whatever
going to see it
or
say whatever they want to say?
Say whatever they want to say. They figure somebody's going to see it.
But because they want their friends to see it, but the people who don't necessarily agree with it are going to point it out to their bosses.
So he said Black Lives Matters is a terrorist organization, and so the police department demoted him.
Not fired. He should have been fired.
He should have been fired.
That's what I'm thinking.
He should have been fired.
I'm thinking, yeah.
You know, here's a lady who was the former Miss Alabama. And
aren't you proud?
God. Here's a lady who was a former Miss Alabama, said some discouraging things about the police that were shot, and she said she didn't feel anything for them. She said
she should have been kicked in the sash. Should I said this?
And people just think that they got the right,
say
anything they want to say.
And she called the Dallas shooter a martyr.
Yeah.
But she's not alone either. Just like this detective in Detroit is not alone.
I feel the same way.
I'm telling you, I was reading articles on the way here yesterday.
But you can't get on Facebook and say how you feel.
No.
You can't say, but I got the right, First Amendment right, freedom of speech.
Yes,
well,
you have.
You have that, but freedom of speech ain't free.
Tell them.
It's not free.
Nice T-shirt player, I like that. Freedom of speech ain't free.
It ain't free.
It ain't free.
No.
It costs.
You can say what you want to say, but there are consequences.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Like lawsuits.
Right. That's right.
Like
loss of job.
Loss of job.
Ass whooping.
Freedom.
There's that. Yeah.
Freedom of speech ain't free.
All right, so you guys just watched her video. You guys just saw what she said on the news. She was definitely doing a lot of backtracking. So my thing is this, because I had somebody send me this story initially, wanting to know my opinion on it. And I don't agree with her stance. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about me. I don't give a shit, okay? Because I'm noticing if you use any type of logic, all of a sudden you're a coon and a bedwench. Well, it is what it is. So she called this man a martyr. And she didn't feel bad for the cops who got shot. And you guys know that's not my stance. I've been openly honest about this. I definitely believe that this man had serious issues. He's no martyr of mine. And for anybody to lose their life, like I've said time and time again, I feel bad. I don't care if it's a black person losing their life, a white person, an Asian, a police officer. I feel bad when somebody cannot go home to their family. Point blank, period. Once again, it's also going to make Black Lives Matter look even worse because people are not tying her to Black Lives Matter. And as we all know, Rudy Giuliani has been on a media frenzy to denounce Black Lives Matter, call them a terrorist organization, say that there's no place for them in America. There's also a change.org petition that's up online too, also denouncing Black Lives Matter. So videos like this calling this man a martyr and saying that you're okay with the death of police officers is definitely making the Black Lives Matter movement look even worse, okay? Check out this video really quick here. Mark Lamont Hill, check this video out really quick.
We also heard from another politician, somebody who's well known, especially here in New York, Rudy Giuliani, who talked about Black Lives Matter and was very critical about this movement. He went as far as to call this movement racist and anti-American. Do you want to respond to those comments?
Wow, there's so many things to say there. First of all, and by the way, Black Lives Matter and the movement for Black Lives this morning issued a pledge, which I actually tweeted out today, calling for justice, calling for peace, and calling for a togetherness at a moment where we're attempting to be divided. So I think it's really important that. To say that the Black Lives Matter movement is racist is bizarre to me. Not just because black people don't have the institutional power to be racist or to deploy racism, but because the movement is called for justice. It's called for demilitarization. It's called for nonviolence. And because a few people enter that space and kind of colonize that space and do something other than what the movement is about doesn't mean the movement is wrong. In the same way that Tea Party movement called for fiscal responsibility. But there are racists at the rallies. I've been to some of the Tea Party rallies. There are racists there. But I wouldn't say the Tea Party is a racist movement as such. I would say that there are people who invaded and divert the movement. And that's what's happening here. And to say that it's un-American, there's nothing more American than expressing dissent. There's nothing more American than saying that we're moving in the wrong direction. It's only when black people say the country's moving in the wrong direction that they say it's un-American or go back if you don't love it or leave it. When conservatives in the 80s and the 90s said America's moving in the wrong direction, when the moral majority said we're having a moral failure as a nation, no one said, well, if you don't like it, leave it. They said, okay, we'll try to change it. So now here in America, we say there's a moral failure of police violence. There's a moral failure of police terrorism at times. And there's a moral failure of gun culture for all people. We need to change that.
All right, so you guys just saw that video. Now, I will say this. I understand that she's admitting how she really feels. And she's saying that she knows it's wrong to feel this way and that she needs prayer and things like that. I also have to say this. There's certain things that you just do not admit to the World Wide Web. You have to be smart. That's why a lot of times I always tell people that you have to unplug from the matrix. You have to take yourself away from social media because social media will drive you crazy. It's literally like mosquitoes buzzing in your ear. You know what I'm saying? Social media will have you hating everyone because there's so much ignorance on both sides. You know, just the other day I had to check a few people because the videos I have been putting up the past few days, which I feel like my videos are fair and they're my opinions, but because they're not, you know, catering to certain people's narratives, I'm getting threats, I'm getting cussed out and everything else. So I had to check a few of you handsome hoes who've been sending me stupid ass emails and who've been sending me stupid ass messages because you don't agree. But why don't you guys agree? The ones who are trying to attack me and send me stupid messages are mad because I'm not saying fuck the police, the white man is the devil, fuck these crackers. And then on the other hand, I have stupid ass racist people who are like, you're a stupid racist black bitch because you say that Black Lives Matter when all lives matter. So I get it from both ends. You know, I get it from the fake ass armchair revolutionaries who don't do anything in their community. They just sit and troll online all day. And I also get it from the dumbass racists who know that 9 times out of 10, they would not say half that racist bullshit to a black person's face in real life, okay? So I get it from both ends. That's why for me, I try my hardest never to make a video based off of emotions where I know I'm going to say something that could come back to bite me in the ass. Because see, what a lot of these people do on social media is they gas a lot of people up. At the end of the day, does this woman have the right to admit how she feels? You absolutely damn right she has the right to admit how she feels. Just like the cop in North Carolina who said what he felt about Black Lives Matter. He had the right to say what he wanted to say about that. But with that being said, even though you have the right to say it, does not mean that there are not consequences behind saying certain things. And certain things need to either be kept to your damn self or to those that you trust. Because I'm telling you, we're getting in a world now where there's no more freedom of speech. You can't just get on social media and say what the hell you want to say and think that there's no ramifications. You can't just get on social media and think that you're only talking to your group of friends. As that, you know, the black police officer female, she found out, you know, she was talking to her friends on Facebook and her video ended up going viral. And from what I'm hearing, she's suspended from the force because of all the commotion on Facebook, even though to me, she said absolutely nothing wrong. Now with this woman, I feel like she should have been a bit smarter. One, you know, you're a woman, you're a mother, she has children, she has her children's pictures on social media as well. When you're saying something that controversial, you know, even though I can tell she was very emotional and she was sad and she felt like it was wrong to feel this way, but when you're saying things like that, people are going to take it different ways. You know, that's just life. You know, I can make a YouTube video and it will be interpreted 50 different ways, even though I may have meant it to be interpreted one way. Okay? Everybody's not going to see things from your point of view. And when you're using words like martyr and not caring about, you know, police officers' lives being killed, people are going to take that a different way. So with that, like I always tell folks, for every action, there's a reaction. And right now, the reaction towards what she said has been really bad. I went back on her Facebook page to check it out and hit refresh again. And it looks like Facebook reactivated her page. What I find interesting is that now on her page, she's talking about the threats and the things that she's getting, and she's trying to clean up her comments. So it's almost like they won't let her back on Facebook until she, you know, put something out there stating that she didn't mean what she said. So go ahead and check out this video real quick that I just recorded. So right now it looks like her page is back up. I refreshed it. And she's updated it to basically say that she's receiving threats. And this is what this woman is saying. She's saying, I'm being threatened, harassed, and called awful names. I have a few things to share on the issue that I want everyone to know, and then I am done. 1, Michael Johnson is not a hero. 2, I do not condone violence against anyone. I'm against violence. I would like to see an end to black on black crime, white on white crime, black on white crime, white on black crime. All killings need to stop. 3, I want healing and peace for our nation. It will come when we process our feelings, address the ones that don't align with our values like I did, and reach out for help instead of causing more conflict by taking innocent lives. If anyone else wants to join together in peace, healing, and love, just let me know, because a cry for help and understanding has turned into a hate fest, and only we can stop that. So I find it funny that that has come out now, that that's what she's written. And when she wrote that, it's almost like Facebook allowed for her page to come back up. Because like I said, you guys watched her page disappear. So it seems like once she wrote that statement, now her page is back up. So the whole thing is just crazy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Kayla Chapman James's video is definitely making waves now. People are talking about it on Twitter. Roland Martin is going in, you know, and I'm noticing a lot of excuses. I'm seeing a lot of black folks saying she was emotional and, you know, she didn't mean it. But again, that's the shit I can't stand about the internet, is the hypocrisy. Y'all know damn well if this was a white person who got up there and said that the police officers who killed Phil Philando and who killed Alton Sterling, if they would have got up there and said it didn't bother them that Philando and Alton Sterling were dead, and they said this publicly on Facebook, there would be outrage. Nobody would be okay with, oh, they're just being emotional. Oh, they didn't know. Just like the cop in Dallas when he said his bullshit comment about Black Lives Matter. I don't see anybody saying, well, he was emotional, he didn't know, he's stressed. Nah, he said some bullshit about Black Lives Matter. He painted them with one brush and he deserves to be suspended. I'm not gonna make no excuses for her, just like I didn't make no excuses for that officer. And that's why a lot of folks don't take some black folks on social media seriously, because we're so quick to come with the hypocrisy and pick and choose who we want to stand behind. Do I agree with this woman getting death threats? No, I don't. But she also put herself in this position because when you push it on the internet, things can come back on you, and you have to watch your words carefully, and you cannot allow people or your emotions to use you to say whatever, because there are very serious consequences for that. Like I said earlier, if some shit goes down, who's she gonna call? Definitely the police, but are they going to be really apt to help her, or really be wholeheartedly wanting to help her because of what she wrote on Facebook? Now she's been suspended from her job. People are now calling for her to be fired. So I think there's going to be a pretty big backlash behind this. At the end of the day, you have to be smart with what you post on social media. But again, I'm not going to make excuses for her just because she's black. I'm not going to say, oh, because she's a black woman, it was strictly emotional and this and that, because I know damn well if a white person said the same thing, I would not personally see it as emotional. I would see it as them being racist, being an asshole, and all types of stuff. So the whole situation is just, it's just crazy. But, like I always tell people, with this social media thing, it's a good and bad. But whatever you put online, you have to be able to stand behind it. And again, you have to be strong enough to not allow people to pressure you to put words in your mouth that you don't know how to stand behind. Because when shit goes down, nobody will be there for you. And this lady's learning that, all these people, it's cute to say, oh, I support you on Facebook, but if she loses her job, are these people going to set up a donation for her? And you damn sure better believe that they try and set up a GoFundMe. GoFundMe will shut it down based on what she said, because they don't like controversy. They shut down that black cop who was speaking the truth. They shut down her GoFundMe, and she didn't say anything like this woman, and they didn't allow her GoFundMe to stay up. But it's strange because they allowed Darren Wilson's. But anyways, with that being said, they probably will not allow hers to go up. So are people going to go to her house and cook meals for her and pay her bills and help her family and all that stuff? No, they're not. A lot of people talk this, kumbaya bullshit online because it's convenient. You have the anonymity of the internet. So, people have this groupthink mentality. But once you unplug from the matrix, once you unplug from the internet, are those same armchair revolutionaries going to come to your house and really help you out? Are they going to stand in front of your yard and protect you from whoever might come to, do you harm? 9 times out of 10, no, they're not. That's why I say the only voice that you need to represent is yourself, and you need to be comfortable standing with whatever you put on social media, and you need to think and never post anything out of emotion that can get you in trouble. So folks need to learn from her lesson and learn from these other people's lessons as well, including the white police officer who said what he said. Folks need to learn from that, because now he's been suspended. There was also another white police officer who was trolling a black woman and threatening a young black girl, and he was fired immediately. So consequences are definitely being handed down on both sides. And like I said, now folks are calling for her job. And she may not be able to get any more work, because who wants to be tied with the woman who made a statement like that? So we have to think as people and stop going off of emotions and stop letting social media gas our heads up. The whole situation is a shame. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. Once again, concerning Kaylin Chapman James. How do you guys feel about what she said on Facebook? And then how do you feel about people making excuses for her, saying that she was emotional, should not be taken so seriously? And would they be making these same excuses for her if she was a white woman or a white man who came out and said something like that and the races were reversed? So like I said, I'm gonna always call it the hypocrisy of the internet. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.